and welcome to Blog2's Corner Spotlight. I am Tanya Melvis Bechemyo, and today we have a very special guest. His name is Enstine Muki, and he's going to be talking to us about the strategy he has used to crush his income and traffic goals. So, welcome Enstine Muki to the show.
How you doing?
Fine, thank you. We are so happy to have you on the show today.
I'm glad to be here and so excited to have this share with your audience. It's a wonderful experience to be live on your blog.
Yeah.
And you have to share what I've learned so far. Been blogging for about 5 years, 6 years.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
I've learned a lot when it comes to content outreach, and I'm excited that I'll be able to share that with readers of Blog2's Corner. What a pleasure.
You're welcome. So, tell us just a little bit about you.
I'm the people's guy.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy. You know, like John Chow, I make money by telling people how I make money.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I've been online since 2005. That was when I had my initial steps online, creating websites, you know, those things in those early days. Well, I started as a PC technician and I went into PHP, MySQL.
Yeah.
And then early in 2008, I came in contact with wealthy affiliates where I went into internet marketing.
Yeah.
And well, things were really tough here in our country because, you know, internet in those days was a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part was how to be able to be to have your earnings online to cash out in local currency. That was a big problem in those days. So
okay.
I had to drop after about 3 months. And during this period, I had my first earnings, about $533 in affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So that was quite exciting, you know that feeling when you are making your first dollars online.
Yeah, I know.
Well, things were quite tough then, but I really had to drop because of the situation in our country. You know, the technical situation with the internet and the financial situation, being able to withdraw your online earnings.
Yeah.
But I came back in 2011 with a tool I call Easy Retweet. That was when I started doing serious things.
Wow, that's an inspiring story. I wish I had started in 2005. You know, I mean, that explains why.
You started somewhere, and you are an inspiration to so many of your readers.
Oh,
so you have a story to tell as well.
Yeah, I actually do. So has been blogging for you so far?
You know, I fired my boss in 2015 in order to be a blogger. I kicked him off because being a blogger is one of the most exciting things that has happened to me. You know, it gives me the freedom not only to earn an income. I used to say bloggers are stars, you know, because we have talked about people seek to connect to us or with us because we have the information that will make life beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is about internet these days, and people rush online to get information, and that information is powered by bloggers.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that bloggers are behind the information they read. More than 50% of the information on the internet is powered by bloggers. So I'm part of that team that powers the internet. So if you be a blogger, you know, I came to know you because you tweeted one of my content on Viral Content B as a blogger.
Yeah.
And today I'm glad I'm actually connected with an awesome lady and connected, you know, with your readers, and that's thanks to blogging. Sorry.
Yeah, I know it must be very hard for you. I know you're a father, you have kids, and you have a wife. How do you balance? Because a lot of people struggle with balancing blogging and life. How do you balance it all and still thrive?
Blogging is life. blogging is life. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't have any other life apart from blogging. Well, I have a family, and right now I'm home. I'm having fun with kids. As a matter of fact, I'm just waiting for my kids from school. I'm home. My wife is in. You know, some of the people around me are in, and I'm able to do this from home. One good thing is that I've really tried to be more productive by making sure my kids and my family know when I'm serious with what I'm doing. When it's blogging time, when it's creating content, when it's promoting content, I always ask them to give me the opportunity, and it's always flowing, you know. They always let me do what I'm doing. Right now, I'm home, but they've taken their positions and let daddy do what he's doing, you know.
Yeah, they're very.
Well, blogging is life, so I can't separate blogging from other activities because it is the way I live. It is my lifestyle.
Okay, so for those of you who are just joining in and you don't know the topic of today, we're talking about guest blogging and how this pro blogger has used it to crush his income and traffic goals. So my first question will be, when I take a look at your blog, I see a lot of people writing for you, and many people in my group always complain that it is very hard to get people to write for them. So how do you get in contact with all these people?
That's a good question there. I keep asked that question a couple of times. I always tell people in blogging there are two things. We have the blogger and we have the blog.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can separate the blogger from the blog. And people want to connect with people who are successful.
Yeah.
That's a natural tendency. That's human.
Yeah.
People want to connect with people who are making it. Once you start blogging, content outreach, or trying to get others to connect with you isn't the first thing you should jump on, because you have to build a profile. That's the first thing you should do.
Yeah.
I don't think that somebody would want to connect with a starter who hasn't got a following, you know, because, well, we have the search engine reasons, and we have that branding aspect of connecting with people, you know.
True.
You want to be associated with that person or with that brand, and that makes more value. It makes more value when it comes to your own brand. It is not today I'm starting. I've started from somewhere. Like I said, I started by building a platform that brought so many bloggers together.
Yeah.
And through that, I came to know tough guys, and I've always been a guy who keeps away from mediocrity, because people don't like things that are not top notch.
Yeah.
So I try to be able to bring up something that really attracts the kind of people that I want to connect with, and that keeps bringing them up to me. Now, the first thing is I focused on myself as a blogger.
Yeah.
Okay, because people want to connect with me, not with my blog. My blog is just part of me, and so those people are connected with me on social media and on my blog. They're connected. That's my son just coming in and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" Okay, good. How was good today? Good. Just go and meet mommy in the house. Okay. Sorry about that. That's family,
okay.
You know.
That's fine. Yeah.
The blogging at home. I was saying that you know, it starts with you as a blogger, because people connect with people.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to first of all build your profile to be able to attract your people from your environment, the kind of people you want. And then it has to do, of course, with the content. Well, the kind of content, the value of your content reflects your profile. Because if you're low in credibility, if you're low in profile, we're going to simply know that from the quality of content that you write. So it starts with you, as a matter of fact. And people like, you know, you're just getting into blogging today, and you think you can start connecting with Neil Patel. You can start connecting with Pat Flynn. Okay, these are guys that are already of a certain level, and they are kind of the way the people they connect with. So if you're
like they look for people that are kind of that they are going to get value from, like they're going to
people that are at least around their category.
Yeah, I get that.
So if you're just connecting, if you're just starting blogging today, don't rush behind people who are far ahead of you. Try to catch up with people that are within your level.
Yeah.
Okay,
Why
because
building up your profile?
Why that's a building process. You can't just start from today and that you're running on 100 miles. etc. You need to start from somewhere, gradually build it up, and as time goes on, you're building up, you discover that you're attracting more people as you're growing up. And as a matter of fact, time is a very big factor. Okay, time is a big factor when it comes to building a profile and being able to attract the people that bring value to your community.
Wow. So he was just saying a lot of these people that are writing on his blog, because I saw I think that there should be more than 20 people.
As a matter of fact, I have 76 content producers.
Oh my God!
Guest bloggers.
That's
These are real guys. These are real guys that, in fact, they are not jokers, you know.
Yeah, they're all. The content producers are all pros. I mean, I've only seen about 20. You know, I've read from like about 20 probably, because I think, wow, that's a huge number. Okay, so on to our next question. So many people in the industry saying that using guest posting as a strategy is dead, especially in 2014 when the head of Google's web spam, forgive me if I don't pronounce his name very well, I'm not good with you, Matt Cutts, announced the death of guest posting and said they were not going to consider it as a white hat strategy of building links. So my question to you is that, have you been able to survive up till now using this strategy?
Maybe guest posting was dead and Matt had it buried in his vineyard, his beautiful home. But what I know is guest posting is alive. The proof is that we find people guest posting every day. And he was talking from an SEO point of view, from Google point of view. And you know, Google is not the whole of the internet. And yes, SEO is not the only reason behind guest posting. So it boils down to, why are you guest posting? Why do you have to outreach to publish content on other blogs? If you're solely going to guest post for SEO, you may have to consider what Matt said. But then, to me, I think it's not dead, because we still have the SEO aspect of guest posting. The links that we build from guest posting are still very valid, and they still contribute link trees and ranking to our articles. And if we have to consider the other aspects, the community building aspect of it, apart from the SEO traffic, we have the the referral traffic. Okay, people click on your links, people get to discover you. Once you are featured on a blog, they get to follow you from there. So I believe that guest posting is not dead, because for the past couple of years, it is actually contributing immensely.
Okay.
You were frozen at one moment.
Yeah, you too. When I look at your latest articles was written on Zack Johnson's blog, how do you come in contact with people like him? People like Ryan of Blogging from Paradise, and Zack
That's
Johnson.
like guy. He's a guy who blogs from Paradise. You know? That's a cool Zack guy. Johnson. You know, you're talking about Zack Johnson. Zack Johnson is one of the reasons I'm blogging today, because when I just started, he is one of the people I get connected with, and it's been very, very helpful to my blogging career today. And you know, I used to interact with him on different blogs, on zackjohnson.com and on the blog, basic blogging tips, bloggingtips.com.
It looks like he runs two blogs.
Yes.
Blogging tips and zackjohnson.com. Okay.
Yes, I think he might have some other blogs, you know. He used to have, I think, blogging.org, or I can really remember. But that guy is a big guy when it comes to blogging and affiliate marketing. You know, in fact, I approached Zack, and we've been together, you know, for quite a while now. And one other thing is that Zack Johnson is very simple. You know, he's a guy who he can be reached at any moment. You know, he personally treats his emails, and he takes time to reply to everyone. Well, that's my experience with him. I have a personal relationship with Zack Johnson. I remember when I came out with my book on affiliate marketing for bloggers, I got to him and he sent a testimonial based on the content, his contact with the content in the book. I think he's a nice guy. If you are in his niche, you can always get to him and you're going to get him. Even on Facebook, he's responsive. You know, when you comment on Facebook, you tag Zack Johnson, you will always get him as well. I think he's one of the bloggers that actually growing up, you know, and still giving some consideration to the younger ones.
Wow, that's very, very impressive. Cause I mean, I'm not as big as Zack Johnson. I'm getting there, but you know, responding to every email and every message on social media, it's I won't say it's headache, but it's quite some work, and I must upload him.
Zack Johnson is the people's blogger, you know.
Yeah, I must really upload him for keeping up with people, right? Okay, so this leads me to my next question. What is the SEO benefit of guest posting, and how have you been able to use it to secure top spots on Google?
You know, when it comes to SEO, one of the ranking factors is the link backlinks we get from other blogs.
Yeah.
You know, it is not just about guest posting on irrelevant blogs. It has to do with posting on blogs that are relevant, and that's just part of it. It has to do with posting on blogs that have a clean SEO profile, you know, blogs that are not blacklisted. It has to do with posting on blogs that have domain name that's important in terms of the ranking. Usually I don't really, except for other reasons, but for SEO, I don't really submit to blogs that are below 20 in terms of domain
authority.
You know, those days of page rank and a lot has happened, and today we talk more of domain authority. So I believe that the SEO importance of guest posting has to do with backlinks and mentions, because mentions are also an important aspect of SEO. You know, whether they are do follow or no follow, you know, the link profile has to be balanced up, and it has to be you have to be careful that you don't stuff your backlinks with keyword rich links and so on. I believe that apart from providing the kind of content that attracts links, that's what I call link earning. You know, people just like what you're doing and they link to you. That's what I call link earning. There is also the link building. You have to go and build those links yourself. And I know some people buy links and things like that. But I think the most natural way to have those contextual links, you know, is to be able to submit an article on a blog, in your niche, and then have a link back to your content. These are contextual links. You know, the SEO important. They are different from the comment links that are less important when it comes to SEO. So there are actually two things when it comes to guest posting and SEO. You have the backlink and you have the mentions.
Wow. I think I just learned something new. A lot of people have given up on guest posting. How do I know? Many people complain in my group. I have a group of about 27,000 members, and so usually questions like guest posting comes up, and many people have actually given up on guest posting simply because their posts have either been rejected by pro bloggers or they simply just ignore their requests. So what will you say is the problem? Why are they being rejected? Do you know?
There are so many reasons. I reject at least 2 or 3 a day. There are so many reasons why pro bloggers or bloggers reject articles. First of all, if you're pitching a blogger, you have to be sure that he accepts guest submission on his blog. If somebody doesn't, it is obvious that he's not going to consider your request. But if someone like me, because I do accept guest articles, if I reject your articles, there are a couple of reasons. Probably your approach. And secondly, you know, the language of my blog he has a certain level language quality.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody is like approaching you for a guest article, and just the quality of the language he writes tells you you may have to reconsider accepting his request.
Yeah.
And then I always advise people to try to connect with people of their level. If you are just a beginner and you think that you can already start by submitting an article on johnchow.com, trust me, you're going to fail. You need to network with people within your level and build your profile gradually. As you're going up gradually, you're going to be meeting people that will be attracted to you.
Yeah.
Okay? And sometimes, like, somebody contacted me for an article, a guest post on gambling. I don't even respond to those mails because you can't. If you want to publish the gambling article on my blog, it doesn't go.
Yeah.
So I believe that if you're really targeted, you contact the real people within your level, chances are high for you to be accepted. And there's this other thing I wanted to bring out. It just escaped my mind.
Okay,
Why
so
are people?
why you're thinking about it? I just want to share a little bit.
I just remember.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Remember, you have to build yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to actually work on yourself as a blogger. And secondly, you have to build your blog, because anybody who contacts me who wants to feature on my blog, one of the things I try to find out is who is he as a blogger? What is his blog? If I get to his blog and I see some mediocrity, it is very high, chances are high for me to turn down your request. So you have to really work on yourself as a blogger.
Yeah.
You have to work on your blog. And why not start with friends? I believe that you have friends around you that can easily collaborate with you and allow your article through their blogs. And that serves as references to what you have done before.
Exactly.
Because if you are very new, chances are that you're going to be kicked out and
or ignored.
You're ignored. Who are you? You know. So
I just want to share this little experience I had. You know, I mean, I also accept guest posts on my blog, but there are so many articles that are pending right now because most of the articles that have been submitted are crappy articles. For example, a lady submitted an article of 200 words about SEO, and the SEO article was just like the definition of SEO and a few of her links. I was like, seriously? I mean, I write a minimum of 1,000 to 1,000 words on my blog, and you're submitting something of 200 words. Like that was crazy. And just like you said, a lot of people also submitted articles that were completely unrelated to my blog, like completely unrelated. Those I don't even read them.
So it has to really boil down to the quality of article that you submit.
Exactly.
Quality of article, you know. It's quite easy it's quite easy to be accepted on blogs if you actually channel yourself and make sure you're following the tips that we're giving here. Make sure that you're on the right track. You know, you're within your niche. Okay, you're contacting the right people. It is easy to often get yourself approached for guest posting.
I have kind of two questions in one. You have been able to use the strategy to grow your income and traffic. I'm a little bit curious. How much have you been able to make so far? I hope I'm not getting over the line. How much have you been able to make so far using the strategy? Can you just tell us a little bit about how you've been able to use the strategy and how much you've been able to make?
Maybe I have not been able to track my income from guest posting because I don't really guest post for income. I guest post for community growth.
Okay.
I just want to expand my community. You know, my community is made up of people from social media, from my list, from search engines, from referral traffic. You know, people will read my blog. So my goal, guest posting goal, is to expand, to grow my community. Now within my community, I try to get some income. So I don't really, I don't really give statistics to the income that comes as a result of guest posting, because I don't track earnings from that channel. But it has really helped. It has really helped to grow my community. Like recently, I got connected with really awesome guys, really exciting guys, because we met on my blog here. I think that's the website. Is the owner of Viral Content B? I don't know if you know of my blog here. It's a content syndication, kind of content syndication site, or content contribution, content compilation site, where bloggers bring content and then you can compile to your blog and things like that. That's guest posting. I recently got really connected with exciting guys, and that really helps to grow my community, and that of course the income grows with the monetizing strategies that are in place.
Yeah, there are always two sides to every coin, right? What will you say has been your greatest challenge so far when it comes to guest posting?
I really have one big challenge, All right, I have one big challenge, and I think every guest poster faces this very challenge. And it has to do with the quality of content that you choose to submit off your blog. Because the tendency is that we want the best to be on our blogs.
Yeah.
Okay, sometimes you create some content and you're like, this should be submitted to my blog because it's going to be the viral aspect of it. You have the SEO aspect of it, and looking at those benefits, and you think you should just submit this to your blog.
Why should you give it away?
Why should you give it away? At the same time, you need to submit top quality content on other blogs. If not, you're just going to be kicked away. You're just going to be rejected. So it's a real challenge. Sometimes you come up with an epic content and you're asking yourself, should I submit this or come into, a blog, or I should publish it? It is a challenge. But I've made it as a point to always give out what I think is worth my own blog. I make sure I don't give out fresh. I give out what I think can really give a good image of the author of the content. So though it's the challenge, I have to do with it, and of course creating content, coming up with content ideas that will really be accepted by some guests, some bloggers actually have very reduced framework, where you need to be right within, and so you have to actually work hard in order to you find a certain blog, the domain authority is good, the community is active, you want to submit to this blog, but the author is making things quite hard. The exigencies, the number of words you need to write, about 1,500 words, 2,000 words. It has to be on this topic, and this topic, and this topic, and then it has to be submitted, and then you have to wait for 2 weeks, 3 weeks for it to be approved, and things like that. Those are some of the little challenges, but those are the ups and downs of the activity. But then the main challenge is the quality of content that you have to submit.
What will you say is your long-term plan when it comes to guest blogging?
My long-term plan is to submit to more blogs. I have quite a good number of blogs that have submitted articles. The long-term plan is not to keep submitting to these very blogs. I have to get more other blogs within my niche. And I want to really turn towards blogs that get an audience or get readers from the United States and from Europe. Because we are online, we know where the communities spend money. So where the money comes from. So I want to be able to grow my traffic and get more readers from these areas. So where the money is, I'm not blogging because there's that income aspect that's important. And so I discovered that if you have more readers from these areas, whatever your monetizing strategy, chances of making a bigger income are great. So long term, get more blogs. Those blogs that I've submitted, I can still maintain a good relationship with those blogs, but I want to be able to step out and diversify my link sources, get more links from different IPs, more links from different a different geographical area.
And that is gonna be a lot of work. So
Yeah,
many people don't know what sites they should get exposed on, and they often come up with this question in my group as well. Do you know? Can you list some sites, some websites where people can contact and get exposed on?
the website people can contact and get exposed on is google.com. That's the only website, because on Google you find sites that accept articles in different categories.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the biggest site where you can find sites in different categories. I really can't give any other site apart from Google where you have keywords like submit article, your niche, your niche, and then space submit article or plus submit articles. Those Google operators, they can really filter the content on the result page and give exactly what you want. Okay, submit articles, post for us, write for us. Those are some of the keywords you can use. And you link them up with your niche keyword, and right there on Google page one, you're going to have a list of blogs that will accept or that can accept your articles, your guest posts. So as a matter of fact, google.com is the best site where you can go and find a list of websites where you can submit your article, and you have to just run a simple search, okay, and that will have your problem solved.
Right. Okay, so there are a lot of people watching us right now on this Spotlight program, and they're wondering, they want to get into guest blogging, but they need somebody, a pro like you who has had success over the years, to tell them something. So what will you say to someone who is just starting and who is considering using the strategy?
I would just tell that person to push forward, because it is, as a matter of fact, one of the ways to expand your community. Get forward and concentrate on building your profile, so that you don't get rejected, so that you don't suffer from rejection and depression. All those things, you're rejected and you're feeling like this thing is not working. You're feeling like, well, I'm not qualified. So the first thing is, you have that motivation to move on. Okay, you have that motivation. What I'm saying is, stick to it and push forward while building your profile and trying to connect horizontally with people that you think are at your level. Just don't go vertical. Okay, don't try to submit articles on blogs that are below you or blogs that are above you. You should look at blogs that are at your level. And as you're going up, you're moving on. So if you think the activity is interesting, yes, it is. I just want to encourage you to stick to it. Build up your profile, look at blogs that are horizontal, build a horizontal relationship with bloggers of your category, and you're going to grow up. Thank you.
Wow. That was quite an insightful moment with the cryptocurrency expert and pro blogger who has been blogging since 2005. And so he's just shared his secrets with us. And thank you very much for coming on Spotlight.
It's good to be here. Blogging since 2012, being online since 2005.
Okay.
It's good to be here, and wonderful audience, Blog Tools Corner. I hope to be back again, so we can share more of these things. Today we've been talking about guest posting. Maybe tomorrow is blog commenting. It's about maybe monetizing, making money with affiliate marketing. I have a book on affiliate marketing. I have a book in cryptocurrency, how to make money with cryptocurrency, and all of that. So I'll be happy to be back to share more with your audience.
Right.
Thank you.
And before you go, please, how can people find you?
The best way to get to me is through my blog, enstinemuki.com. I believe that you have a link probably somewhere in the text accompanying this video. Okay, enstinemuki.com, and you'll go over to my contact page, and you're right at my doorsteps. Social media is enstinemuki.com, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Sorry, yeah, I'm on YouTube, okay? Whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Pinterest, it's Enstine Muki. That's my brand.
Thank you so much, Enstine Muki. It was so nice to have you on the show.
Good to
Thank
be
you
here.
so much, viewers, for watching. It's been an interesting episode, and so we're gonna end here. Bye bye.
Bye bye.